Hey everyone, I'm your average guide Sahil Gogna. Welcome back to another video. This video is the most demanded video on my channel in recent times, and it's about choosing a program in Canada, and especially for the students who have done 3 years of bachelor's degree from India. To answer all our queries, I invited Sagar and Malika from Team Immigrand Inc. since they are very experienced with helping the international students with such queries. So without any delay, let's get started.
So before I ask you any questions related to choosing the program and the other factors, so can you please introduce yourself to the audience? We can start from you, Sagar.
Sure. Thank you. Hi, once again. Hello, everyone. My name is Sagarkhanna. I came to Canada in 2016, right after my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. I came in September intake as an international student, and my program was project management and leadership, PMLT. With co-op, and it's at one of the most popular colleges, I would say, among consultants in India, the Great Lambton College, Toronto campus. And a majority of my work experience after completing the program is in operations management. And I'm also the co-founder of Immigrand Inc., where we help future international students to move to Canada wisely, matching them with the right program and college. And also on top of that, we also have an YouTube channel, Immigrant Canada. It's sort of the same thing that Sahil is doing. We also invite professionals and students from different academics and professional backgrounds, and they just share their experience.
Hi guys, my name is Malika, and thank you Sahil for inviting us. I've done BTech in computer science from India, and I moved to Canada in 2016. I moved to Canada to pursue my marketing and sales, and it's been 6 years I have been working in digital marketing industry. The major reason of this transition from BTech to marketing, I'm sure that I'll get many questions that how did you do that transition, is because I was having 3 years of experience in marketing before I came to Canada. So it's been 1 year since me and Sagar founded Immigrant, and since then we have been helping international students in choosing the right path when it comes to moving to Canada.
Okay, so guys, you both were international students, and you founded Immigrant with the aim to help international students. So, like being an international student, the first point is like making up a decision and, planning to choose a college or a university, or to make a decision that we want to pursue the higher education. So what, according to you, can be the first step or should be the first step whenever we think of pursuing a higher education in Canada?
So I think basically I will make it very easy. I'm going to divide it into two parts. Okay. So the first step is to have a clear goal in mind. Okay. So which should be focused on the career, okay, on a particular career, and not just a legal status like PR. A lot of people come to us and they say like, I want to have a PR in the future, but that's what they say, right? It's just a status. It's not like something that will take you for a long run. I mean, being an immigrant myself, I totally am aware of the fact that yes, PR is necessary if you want to settle in Canada. But to begin with, if you start, if just starting off, that should not be the goal. That should not be the goal. Okay, so basically, it should be related to the future. Okay, and not just again at the status. So first, to have a clear picture in mind that what you want to pursue as a career in Canada. There are some smart ways to do it. If you can go to the job portals, to find the demand of the program, or whatever career you want to go. You can network with professionals on LinkedIn, but you can have a word with them, and you can get some clear idea as well. Also, have a word with yourself. I would say, right? We get questions like, should I go for HR and SCM, right? HR and then supply chain management, and I'm like, ask yourself, like, where do you see yourself after completing both programs? If you have that answer, then proceed further. Right. So the first thing is have a clear goal. Again, it should be focused on your career. The second thing to that is I would suggest students what to do is to go to a college or university website and read everything about the program, especially the requirements and the courses, whatever is being taught. You can actually call them. You can call the college to find out if you're eligible for a program. I mean, that's what we do as well. If we are not sure, even like 0.01%, we directly call the college just to make sure that we're suggesting the right program or a college to a student. So basically, to sum up my answer, is first thing is figure out what you're interested in. And second is find out if you're actually eligible for the program.
Okay, that's well explained, Sagar. So Sagar, you brought up a very important point, like apart from deciding that which industry I want to target, we also need to make an important decision about college and university. And I know like most of the international students, they have one goal in mind, that they want to do a good job in their own industry. So let's say if someone is coming in computer science, they would definitely like to land up a job as a software developer or maybe mobile app developer, right? But the major problem or the major confusion at the starting point is whether they should go for a college or for a university. So is it a good choice to choose a college program over the master's, or are there some other factors that one should consider if they talk about college versus university?
No, absolutely, and I like how you mentioned the word confuse in the beginning, because that has become a part of this process. A lot of students are getting confused, but I will make it very easy to decide whether to go for a college or a university. So first thing, I believe the job is definitely, that should be a concern, but there's other factors as well. One of which is your budget. Okay, so let's say if you're looking at the college, right? An average fees you can target is Canadian $20,000 to $25 for the entire process. I'm talking, including your IELTS, tuition fee, GIC, wire transfer fee, air tickets, and etc. etc. You can take an education loan, which eventually you have to pay off. There are some universities which are reasonable, depending on what program you go for. So the first thing is your budget, okay, apart from the job that you mentioned. And again, you can refer to a college website to find out the tuition fee and other expenses, like application fee for an international student. And also, please do visit CIC website to find out how much is the visa processing fees. In India, it costs you around like 10,000 Indian rupees for just the visa application. And you might have observed this, that I'm emphasizing more on the research part, and that too from the legitimate source, right? Not like a random website that you want to put some efforts there. So make sure you do that, okay? Do some research and budget, keep that in mind while choosing college or university, because again, you're going to pay some good, huge amount. And once you have that, then it's your prior education, your work experience, which you look into. Like if you have 10 years of work experience, you rather want to go for an MBA, right? If you don't have MBA already, of course, or if you already have done MBA or master's, then you can go for graduate certificate. And again, a lot of people don't know this. So you can actually go for graduate certificate in a college or even university, which basically is a one-year diploma program. And it's inclined towards a very specific skill that you want to acquire. So if you have done MBA already, and then you can go for, just an example, you can go for a graduate certificate, but again, depends on your profile. Or if you're coming after 12th, that's where we get a lot of students as well. And if you want to do a bachelor's, then you might consider a college like Centennial, Humber, they're all public colleges in Ontario, rather than university, because of the fee, first of all. And the workload in university is a bit higher as compared to college. So, if you're someone who won't be able to manage your time between studies, assignments, part-time jobs, house chores, then college, I believe, is a better choice, because I don't mean that they don't have assignments, they do have assignments, but it's pretty relaxed. There's a whole lot of research that goes in, and so many details that we have to look through while deciding college or university. But to an extent, there's also one thing that I would like to mention. To an extent, there is not much difference whether you go to a college or university. Yes, that university tag looks good on resume, and you have better chances of visa, and a job as well if you go into university for masters. But at the end, it all boils down to your communication skills, right? Your networking skills, your knowledge. Like I'll give you an example. I have friends from Lambton College, and they're working at a really good position, like senior managers and stuff. And I have friends from UFT, University of Toronto, which is the top university in Canada, and they're still looking for a job. Okay, so everything again boils down to your communication. Don't spend too much time focusing on a college or university. I mean, in deciding college or university. If you have a good profile, if you have good communication, you can either make a choice. Again, if you have something specific, you can go for that. And just to end my answer, I would also like to mention, like, no college and university guarantees you a job. Okay, they might help you to an extent, but there is no guarantee. So, don't spend again too much time thinking that if I go to college or university, that will help me getting a job.
And Sagar, you also mentioned, you brought forward a very important point that one should also consider their background while choosing a college or university. And Malika, I know you are helping a lot of students to choose between different programs and building a profile. So I have one question for you. Like, there are students who have 3 years of bachelor's degree back in India and they want to pursue their higher education. So most of them, they end up into a college, but a lot of them, they want to choose a university program. But the problem is that not much universities are accepting 3 years of Indian bachelor's degree. So are there any good universities that students can consider?
Definitely. And I get these questions a lot because as I work on the files, there are students who have done BSc 3 years, BCom 3 years, and they want to get into masters, like they want to get into a good university. When it comes to like they're spending so much, so what they're like, okay, let me spend some more, and why not get into a good university or college? So when it comes to this case, most of the universities, yes, they have mentioned that, okay, it should have like 16 years on their website. They've clearly mentioned that you should have 16 years of education, international education. But I would, when such kind of cases comes to me, I look at three factors. What are their academic score? What is their IELTS score? And how much gap do they have? Keeping that in mind, I also look at their experience. And if you have a good experience, good academic score, and a good IELTS, there are highly chances that you can beat that requirement. So in that case, I would suggest you to email to college. Like I personally handle these files. So I email to college with the properly drafting an email that I have done this, the student has done this, writing the proper academic, whatever they have scored in 12th, whatever they have scored in BSc, their IELTS and their experience. If there is a case of a gap, if there is a case of a low score in IELTS or low score in academics, then the chances becomes really low in order to beat that particular requirement. But there are more options other side as well. So usually in this case, it's better student reach out the college, reach out the university, and then university respond within 24 to 48 hours. The other ways are student can go for post-graduation diploma kind of a course, like a 1-year course or a graduate certification course, and come over here. Once they complete it, they are able to attain or meet a specific number of credits. And with that credit, they can reapply to the university wherever they wanted to go. And the third way is if they have time and they want to stay in India and only spend over here in going in a particular university, they can do 1 year of post-graduation diploma kind of a course while they're in India, work on their IELTS, and then bring that BSc or BCom plus 1 year of PGDM, whatever course they have done, like a certification course or a diploma kind of a course, and combine it. This will help them in like getting their profile selected while they are applying in university. I hope that answers.
Yeah, that makes sense. But Malika, I have one follow-up question to whatever you have explained. So one of the factors that you mentioned that one can take a postgraduate diploma and then they can switch to a master's program here in Canada, right? Yeah. So is it true with all the postgraduate diplomas and all the universities? Let's say I graduate, let's say I do 1 year of postgrad diploma from XYZ College in Montreal, and I want to go to, let's say Windsor University in Ontario. So are those credits considered in that university, or like it's specific to some of the universities and some of the programs?
Now, it depends on the program. Which program are you applying? It is solely dependent on that program and how much credit do that program holds. For example, you have done some management kind of a course or business analysis, and you want to do MBA in specific, not a foundational course, but MBA in some specific industry. Then you'll have to look at the credits. How many credits does the university wants? And if it meets those credits, then it will definitely, you will be able to beat that criteria.
Okay, But I think like this one is a bit expensive as compared to directly getting a admission into a university or college, right?
Right, exactly. So that is why if student doesn't mean student has a right profile, if they have scored really well in BSc or BCom or 15 years of, it's really means depends on your academics and how much experience you have. In such kind of cases, if student doesn't really want to pursue post-graduation diploma or 1 year certificate, then I would suggest them wait for like 2 years or a year, gain some experience. Maybe that will definitely help them. If their academics are really strong, I am pretty much sure the files that I have submitted means they were able to beat that requirement. So such kind of files will definitely be able to beat the requirement. But yes, because there is also an application fees whenever a student submitting the application. So before submitting the application, if it doesn't meet the criteria, reach out to college, draft a proper email, sending them the like everything about your profile in one email, and they will definitely get back to you within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. And Malika, you have constantly emphasized on one factor, like which is the profile building. So is the profile building or a strong profile all about the academic score? So in your experience, if I have to ask you, so on, let's say we have a CGPA scale from 1 to 10. So what CGPA would you consider to be good considering the Canadian universities? And which are the other factors that students should consider in building a strong profile?
There is no specific CGPA that I can give it to you, but your overall profile holds a lot of value. If a student has, I have submitted a file for like a student which has 60% in a good Brock university, but he was holding 10 years of experience. So that, and it was clearly mentioned on the Brock University profile that it's like you should have 70%, at least 70% you should meet the criteria. And he went with the 60% with having like 10 years of experience. So CGPA, as I mentioned, that the whole profile itself holds a lot of value, not only like having academics high, really having academic score and having no experience. We do definitely struggle while submitting file when a student has really 95% and has zero experience, and they want to go to big university like University of Toronto, University of Windsor, University of Waterloo. So they want to go to big university. Now with having no experience, and they have already done BACA, like Bachelor's of Art in Computer Application, with 3 years, no experience, good IELTS score, still we are having like struggling in getting that person admitted in the right university. So I would say several factors all together holds a lot of value when submitting an application. Also, there are several other factors like letter of recommendations, letter of intent, like that comes in a later part. But to get into that step, there are steps like a profile building, which a student needs to do.
Okay. And coming back to you, Sagar, so you talk a lot about the credibility of program, like reaching out to different alumni of a particular university to make sure that the program is right and up to the industry standard. So what are the other factors that students need to keep in mind while making sure that they're choosing the right program when we consider its relevancy in the market?
Mm-hmm. It's a good question, and I will tell you why. First of all, I'm pretty sure you might have heard the news that in Montreal, in Quebec, there are 3 colleges that got shut down, right? Out of nowhere, and a lot of international students did suffer, but I'll come to that later. Talking about the program credibility, again, it's a great question. So as I said earlier, what you can do to start off, you can go to job portals, okay? And you can, again, like Indeed.ca, Glassdoor.ca, LinkedIn Jobs, and scrutinize the job postings, okay? So what kind of job positions are there, like entry level, mid, senior level, to see the progression as well, okay? So how you're going to progress. Read through the job responsibilities, read through the requirements. If there are any common certification asked, what's the educational requirements? And for the compensation part, you can always refer to Glassdoor.ca, or there's a website called payscale.com. And it will give you an average salary for different positions, industry, and even province. Okay, and then you can connect with professionals, again, a great way on LinkedIn, or even current students on several Facebook page. Now I have seen people complaining that, hey, nobody replies back and it's not working out for me. But let me tell you that, yes, not everybody, not everyone's going to reply you back. Even for me, and I can speak for you as well, Sahil, like we almost reach out to so many people on LinkedIn, right? And we hardly get a reply back, right? To invite people for the videos. But even if you get like 2-3 people, getting back to you, which is totally fine, because first of all, they don't owe you anything, right? I mean, at the end of it's their personal choice. The people, do they have busy schedule? Some are not active on social media. I'm sure you have experienced this too again. But the other is how you actually approach, which again, it's another topic which we'll talk, I think, in this separate video, because again, reaching out and networking is an art itself. For colleges, again, coming back to what I mentioned, that the news that came out 3 weeks ago almost, that 3 colleges in Quebec got shut down because of bankruptcy. It was private colleges, and a lot of international students did suffer, again, because of, it's not credited. So for colleges and university, you can visit their website again, read through all the information, and then make sure to check if the institute is DLI, okay, which is Designated Learning Institution. It's also a requirement when you apply through SDS program, Student Direct Stream program. So basically it helps you qualify for PGWP, Post Graduation Work Permit, only if it's a DLI college. And that's what happened again a few years ago. I remember when I was a student as well at one of the colleges here, when students, they got denied of work permit just because their institution, their college was not a DLI. Okay, and then it's recommended again to go for a college which is public, preferably, and has a good reputation, good reviews. You can read that on Google or some Facebook groups as well. And I think, yeah, that's pretty much.
So, Sanu, before I end our conversation, I would like to ask you and Malika about Immigrand. So how is your efforts different from the other consultancies? And if, let's say, a student from India, they wants to reach out to you, right? So what can they expect from you? So do you do whole process for them, or you want to involve them, you guide them to do the application process? So what exactly a student can expect from you in case they reach out to you?
Thanks for bringing that up, Sahil. So one thing that separates us from other consultancies that I would like to mention is that, first of all, most of our team members, they are formal international students. Okay, so we're actually living in Canada. They have experienced the entire process. And we also have our own professional network that students can leverage. Okay, so you get to connect with other immigrants and fellow international students as well. Before starting Immigrants, and a lot of people don't know this, I was actually working for a consultancy in India, and I was their Canadian ambassador. I can share the name, I cannot, but trust me, I was shocked when I got into the process and how they operate. Very upsetting. It's all like profit making at the end. They don't care if your visa gets refused. They will blame it on visa officer, right? They don't care your future. And I can talk about this whole night, trust me. But we at Immigrant, we spend so much time on profile assessment, understanding the need of each individual. We are transparent throughout the process. So basically, we base our research mainly on 2 factors. That'll be very quick. One is the visa success, the chances of that particular program to get you a visa, and then the career opportunities, the scope of part-time job, the full-time job, right? The province you go into. So that's something that we focus on. We don't get any commission, I'll be very honest, from any institution. We do charge a fixed amount for our efforts and time, but that's, again, it's very nominal. And I think that's pretty much I can say for now. We do have some exciting projects coming in the future. We are working on something called a talk with professors. So you will, and I think it's not been done before, so you will actually get to talk to a professor from various Canadian university and colleges. It's going to be a one-on-one session with the professor, and then we're bringing that. Then we're going to work on accommodation. There are a lot of things that we're doing that's in the way. So yeah, if you guys want to check out, you can go to our website. And I think that's pretty much. I request Malika to add some features as well if I missed something.
Definitely. So I would say our whole aim is to build up an immigrant family, international students who are coming up over here. And we are over here, we listen to them. One thing that makes us stand out is we listen to them, we understand them. What is their budget? What are the constraints that are holding them back? What they really want to do. I have seen so many videos in past few days and months where students are really struggling, and when they come over here, they get into a part-time job, and then they convert that part-time job into full-time job. They are somehow forgetting the goal. They were working in a good company back in India, but over here, when they come here, they get into this daily mundane routine, and with the small amount of money, they get into that full-time, convert that part-time into full-time. So we are over here to help them, guide them in the right path. When we mentioned initially that we guide them in the right path, we understand them, we listen to them, and what they want, we try our best to give that to them.
Well, that was a great conversation, guys. I'll make sure to drop down all the important links that you guys will share with me to reach out to you in the comment in the description box below, so that the students, they can directly reach out to you. And
Sure.
I guess that's it for our today's talk. Thanks a lot again for sparing out your time and sharing your valuable thoughts with the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you again. You're doing an amazing job. We wish you all the best with your content. I'm sure you're helping a lot of international students. So good luck with that.
So guys, this was our today's video. I hope you have really liked the video. Please make sure to subscribe the channel and drop your suggestions in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe.